Hey, what's good, YouTube subscribers? How y'all doing today? It's your boy MG5 back again with another sports video. And today, y'all, we got to talk about the UFC. We got to talk about the UFC, man. We have a big pay-per-view going down tomorrow for Saturday, live in Abu Dhabi. And it's going to be different, with the time zones. It's not going to be Saturday night for us anyways, for us here in the United States. I know for the West Coast, it starts late morning, 11 a.m. And for the East Coast, it'll be 2 p.m., you know what I mean? So a little bit in the afternoon. So make sure y'all tune in. Different time zones. Make sure y'all tune in. It's going down. Hey, it's going to be fireworks in Abu Dhabi. And y'all know what fights we're talking about. Y'all know what fights we're talking about, man. Ooh, big pay-per-view. UFC 294. Makhachev versus Volkanovski 2. Hey, the main event, banger. And the co-main event. Come on, man. Usman versus Chimaev. Hey, banger, nothing but big fights. I'm hyped. I'm excited. I can't wait for tomorrow. It's going to be fireworks. And, shoot, y'all know how we do things around here, man. Y'all know I got to give my thoughts, break it down, and give y'all my final fight predictions on UFC 294, the co-main and the main event. Hey, I am going to do things a little bit differently, a little bit different for this one. Usually I talk about the whole main card and the whole pay-per-view, the main card, but for this video, for today, I'm only going to talk about the co-main event and the main event. I got a lot to say about those fights, and hey, it would be a long video if I was to talk about every fight. So I'm going to just talk about the co-main event and the main event. Y'all know how we do things, so let's get straight into it. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait for tomorrow. It's going down. And, hey, respect to everyone that's a part of the co-main and the main event, man. Respect to all four fighters. Respect to Makhachev and Chimaev, for accepting these fights, and hella respect to Volkanovski and Usman. Come on, y'all. They took these fights on less than 2 weeks notice, man. You know what I mean? Knowing that their opponents had a full training camp. Usman and Volkanovski still said, give me that fight. Nothing but respect to these fighters, man. Win or lose, that's what makes MMA a great sport. That's what makes this sport great, man. You got the best fighting the best, and whether it's on 2 weeks notice or not, man, they're stepping in. They're stepping in. And when you look at Usman, moving up from welterweight, to go to 185 to fight Chimaev, a guy that people turn down, fighters have turned down that fight with a full training camp. In less than 2 weeks, Usman said, give me that fight. Like, come on, man, let's go, y'all. And the same thing for Volkanovski. Nothing but big respect. But anyways, let's get into it, y'all. Let's talk about this co-main event. Kamaru Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev. And it's going down, man, This is a true 50-50 fight. You know what I'm saying? When I look at advantages for each fighter, obviously I feel like for Chimaev being the natural bigger guy, I don't know. I do think I would give him the strength advantage over Usman, but I don't know how long he can hold up that strength, from round 1 to round 3. How long will that hold up? But, Chimaev being the natural, bigger, stronger guy, this is his weight class. Usman was the former welterweight champion and one of the greatest welterweights of all time, if not the greatest welterweight of all time. And, yeah, man, so this isn't his weight class. This is more like, this kind of fits Chimaev a little bit. So I do give him advantages in the strength, being stronger, the natural, bigger, stronger guy. The grappling, I think Chimaev, I think wrestling, we're going to find out. But when you just, the submissions, the finishes on the ground, he has more than Usman. So I do give him the grappling advantage. And yeah, man, we gonna see. And for Kamaru Usman, I think his advantages are, his gas tank, his experience being in many wars before, fighting the best fighters in the world, whether they're just wrestlers, Kobe Covington, strikers, Leon Edwards, Jorge Masvidal. You know what I mean? He's fought the best in the world. So, and then shoot, Gilbert Burns. Can't forget about Gilbert Burns, a grappler and a guy who got crazy hands. So, I give Usman the gas tank, the cardio, the experience, and the striking advantage. I give him that jab, man. That jab can set the pace of this fight. So, I think both fighters have certain advantages. And Chimaev may have the speed advantage over Usman too. But I do think Usman with that jab, and I think he has better timing than Chimaev. You know what I mean? So those are the advantages that I see for these fighters. But now, when you look at the styles, man, both of these guys have crazy pressure. Chimaev, to me, he's like a hurricane. He's just coming straight at you. You're going to feel that intensity from the jump, from the start of the bell. He's trying to rip your head off. He's trying to kill you, and he's coming straight at you. It's a hurricane, man, a category 5 at that. So with Chimaev, he has that hurricane pressure where he's all up in your face, intensity, all of that. He's trying to manhandle you, show you that he's stronger than you. He hits hard, ground and pound, submit you. He's just going crazy in there. But for Usman, to me, Usman's like an avalanche, like a snow avalanche, or like a snowball going down a big mountain. First it starts off small and slow, and then it gets fast and it gets bigger. That's Kamaru Usman right there, man. He's like a snow avalanche. Like, he starts the fights off pretty slow, a little bit slow, and then once he gets going behind that jab, and then he mixes in the wrestling, he gets you against the cage, and he does all this, you know what I mean? Then that avalanche, that becomes a big snowball. So they both got crazy pressure, but who's gonna set the pace in this fight? You know what I mean? I feel like for Chimaev, for him to win this fight, he has to get Usman on his back for majority of the fight, or cause big damage in the first round. Cause big damage in the first round, or keep Usman on his back. And I think for Usman to win this fight, I think it's easy. Don't stay on your back. Usman cannot be on his back, man. He has a 97% takedown defense, and that's what he's gonna need. Now, if Chimaev does get him on the ground, can he get back up? You don't got to get back up right away, but you're not trying to stay down there with a crazy guy like Chimaev, man. So I just think for Usman, he just has to stay up off his back, man. And, I think he can win this fight. Even though I give Chimaev the grappling advantage, I think Usman's better at mixing things up when it comes to mixing up the striking and the grappling and wrestling. I think he's one of the best in the world still at that. You know what I'm saying? And I give him that. I give him that. He may not be the best wrestler or the best striker, but the way he mixes things up, I think he's the best at doing that. So we're going to see, man. This is going to be a great fight, a true 50-50 fight. And, and if you look at how they both fought Gilbert Burns, Chimaev, he went the distance with Burns and he looked like he was gassing out. Usman, when he fought Burns, he finished Burns. So with that being said, I do think Usman, he's a little bit patient, man. He does start off slow. He can't really start off slow in this fight. But when he gets that jab, man, when he settles down, he can jab you from orthodox, or he can switch to southpaw and jab you with his strong hand. That jab sets the pace of the fight, man. So I just think for Usman, he just has to survive the storm, man. It's gonna be a great fight, y'all. It's gonna be a great fight. But if Chimaev's sleeping on Usman, you cannot sleep on another killer, bro. Usman does have that killer instinct, and he will finish you. But with that being said, a 50-50 fight. My final fight prediction on this one, I got Kamaru Usman stopping Chimaev in the third round by TKO. He gonna land a big shot. Chimaev's going to get tired, and he's going to get ground and pound, man. I got Kamaru Usman winning this fight by TKO. But moving on to the main event, let's talk about this one. Makhachev versus Volkanovski 2. This is gonna be a great fight. Fireworks, another banger. I'm gonna be real, y'all. I'm kind of leaning towards Makhachev a little bit. I just think having that training camp, you know what I'm saying? And I saw the weigh-ins. Volkanovski doesn't look as strong as he was the first time around, and Makhachev looks like he's stronger this time around. So, and not fighting in Australia, fighting in Abu Dhabi, that could make a difference right there. And, I don't know, man. I respect Volkanovski, and I still think this is a 50-50 fight. But listening to his interviews and everything, he's talking about that he wants to finish Makhachev nice and early, man. He's talking about a first-round stoppage. He told Makhachev in the face-off, he told him the 6th round. I'm going to get you in the 6th round. You feel me? So with that being said, they fought 5 rounds. Now this is the second fight. This is basically the 6th round right here. So the first round, Volkanovski will be gun blazing, going for a finish. That lets me know 2 things. Either one, Volk is not in that type of shape to go 5 rounds with a guy like Islam, or 2, he does not really want this to go to the judges. You know what I mean? I think it's both. I think Volk knows, he feels like he got screwed. A lot of fans feel like he got screwed the first fight. So he doesn't want this to go to the judges. And he might see something in the stand-up to where he can hurt Islam or make Islam panic. So I can see why he wants to gun blaze him, but I think Volkanovski's at his best when he takes his time. He takes control of the octagon and he uses his footwork and his movement to set up the pace of the fight. Now, if he's just going to go out there and gun blazing at Islam, he obviously, believes in himself that he can just get back up, because if you gun blaze at someone, that's going to leave you open for a takedown. So he feels like even if Islam takes him down, he's going to get back up. But I don't know, man. I feel like the first time around, man, he had repetition to drill that. You can work on techniques. You can, work on your body a certain way. You can eat certain foods and stuff like that. He had 8 to 10 weeks to prepare for Islam Makhachev, for the ground game, for the takedowns, for certain techniques. And now it's not the same preparation in my mind. You know what I mean? Now you're doing this on less than 2 weeks notice, and you think it's going to be the same. Like, I don't know. Maybe it will be the same. Volkanovski is very strong, but I don't know, man. I think Islam's looking stronger, and if Islam gets him on the ground this time around, can Volkanovski pop back up like he did last time? So we will see. I just think it's a little bit of a risk for Volkanovski to just gun blaze him, but I can see why. He believes he can hurt him in the striking department. He has that advantage over Islam. So, but with that being said, I do think Islam Makhachev's striking is underrated, and Volkanovski is going to have to watch out, man, because if he runs into something, he could get hurt. Now, remember how last year when Makhachev finished Oliveira, remember how he did it? He tagged him, hurt him, then went to the ground submission. That could happen here. In that first fight with Volkanovski's knee it touched the canvas a couple times. He hit the canvas a couple times. They didn't count them as knockdowns, but Makhachev has that power to hurt Volk. And if he hurts him with the shot that he doesn't see, gets him on the ground, he can submit him like that. So it's going to be a great fight. I just think for Islam, just stay patient, do your thing, and you want to wear this guy out. You know what I mean? Islam told Volk he wants to finish him in the 2nd round. So you got Volkanovski saying a 1st round finish. Then you got Islam talking about a 2nd round finish. So I don't know, man. Something got to give. Somebody's going to get finished. But for Islam Makhachev, that wrestling, you know what I mean? His gas tank. And honestly, that body kick. He has that left body kick that can isolate Volkanovski. That can slow down Volkanovski's bull rush, because with that body kick, either Volkanovski has to eat it, he has to check it, and that's going to hurt too if you check a body kick, or he has to get out of range. So he has to respect that body kick every time. If I'm Islam, man, I'm coming out there with that jab and that body kick. Jab, body kick, jab, body kick. If bro rushes in, he may get caught with something. If not, I'm taking him down, So, hey, it's going to be a great fight. You know what I'm saying? But, To be honest, I think Islam's looking stronger. I think Volk knows that he's not as strong as the first time around. Volkanovski is a dog, though, so I'm not going to sleep on him. And honestly, my final prediction for this fight, I got Islam Makhachev finishing Volkanovski in the 4th round. Honestly, it could be a 3rd round finish, but both of these guys are champions, so I do think we'll get to the championship rounds, to the champion rounds or whatever. So I got a 4th round finish for Islam Makhachev. I just think Volk will probably gas out. I don't know. I don't know if he's in the same shape as he was, man. We'll see. We'll see. It's 5 rounds, and it's going to be great, man. But anyways, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know who y'all got winning these fights. And make sure y'all tune in to this big pay-per-view, man. It's going to be nothing but fireworks. And y'all already know. Y'all already know how we do things. But until next time, y'all. Until next time.